So, Ramza, you know who kidnapped her? He's taking Princess Ovelia with him. Can't be that far. Are you going after him? Of course. I couldn't face the royal family unless I do. We won't help you. It's not in the contract. We don't need help from one who's not even a knight. A knight must fix his own mistakes. This is one of our responsibilities as guards. Lavian, Alicia, let's go. Are you all right, my lord? The princess, how is she? I'm very sorry. I swear I'll get her back. No, you'd be in danger. Don't worry. I swear on my knight's honor I'll save her. I'll go too. I won't be a burden. Are you crazy? That's none of our business. I have to know. I must see it with my own eyes. You mean that boy you saw? You're stubborn as a mule. Don't cry to me for help if something happens. And thus begins Chapter 2 of Final Fantasy Tactics, The Manipulator and the Subservient. And hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy Tactics. Last time we finished things up in Chapter 1 at Fort Zeekton and thought that Delita was dead along with Tata. As we knew from the beginning of the game, however, Delita was in fact alive, and now we pick up the story here, back literally where we left off. Now you get new allies when you come into Chapter 2. I'm not really going to use them because my guys are already a fair bit better off, but I am going to go ahead and keep these folks in the party, at least for now. I will probably keep one of them in the party just for the specific purpose of, just in case one of my allies crystallizes, I can have somebody else ready to go, but I don't really see that being too necessary. I will note in Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions, it is a good idea to go ahead and keep all of these figures in your party. And the main reason for that is because, well, you get an extra side quest with Agrias later in the game if you keep these folks in your retinue. Not so much a problem here, though. Alright, so we begin back at Orban Monastery, which is where we started the game. I am going to go ahead and take a look at the characters real quick. Here are your usual sign-ups, Rad, Alicia, Lavian. What I want to focus on right now is our two guest stars. First off, Gefgarian, the Dark Knight. And yeah, look at those abilities. Night Sword, which restores HP every time he uses it. By the way, his AI is basically tricked out to use Night Sword all the time. And then Dark Sword, which can absorb MP. So basically, he is a strong physical attacker. He can go around and refill his HP at will. And oh, by the way, if he happens to be a magic user, he can refill his MP at will too. Yeah, not overpowered in the slightest, why do you ask? Aside from that, regular Squire abilities, so nothing really to mention there. As for Agrias, she is our Holy Knight, and, well, she has, obviously, Holy Knight type abilities. Stasis Sword, which adds Stop. Split Punch adds Death Sentence, which basically means, if you remember seeing some of the bodies with the number counts over them, if that count runs out, they crystallize. Well, basically, same thing here. If they get Death Sentence, if their time runs out, they automatically die. Crush Punch can flat out kill them. Lightning Stab adds Silence, and Holy Explosion adds Confusion. Now, I prefer Stasis Sword, which, like I mentioned, adds Stop. It's a cross attack. Lightning Stab is also a cross attack, so it attacks basically in an X or cross shape. And then Holy Explosion is a line attack. It's the most powerful of all of these, but it's not quite as versatile. I tend to like Lightning Stab a lot because it is very versatile, so there you go. And then also, Squire abilities. Well, let's move on. Alright, actually, before I move on, while I think about it, let me go ahead and put some stuff on here, just so, just in case they need it, they can use it. That's actually, I'm fine with that for now. We might tinker with it later, but not yet. Now, as we go along to, well, that's not what I meant to do. As we go along to the various characters, I want to go ahead and take care of their acquisitions in terms of job levels and such. And as we go on, I'm going to mention that basically this is going to wrap things up for Timothy with Archer, because to me, having anything overcharged +5 is pretty pointless. It just takes way too long. We've got Concentrate with him, which is really great for that sort of thing. So I am actually going to go ahead and change his job. I'm going to change him over from Archer and start training him as a thief. Now, there are a couple of reasons I want to do that. First off, it's a good idea for you to go ahead and develop a full-fledged thief character anyway for one specific battle a good bit later in the game where you can get some really nice equipment. It'd be a good idea to go ahead and get that. Also, having Thief up to level 3 opens up another job class that I really like a lot, and we will see that later on. While we're moving through, also, another viewer had mentioned, a pretty recent viewer actually, had mentioned that me having Tabitha as a monk was not the best idea, because the ladies, as I mentioned at the beginning of the playthrough, get higher magic growth than physical growth, and he's correct. So what I'm going to do is, after I finish Monk, I'm going to try to get Revive with Tabitha. Once that happens, I'm going to move her over to Geomancer, which actually I'll go ahead and profile. Geomancer, as you notice, is not a particularly high JP cost in terms of their abilities, but you notice there's a lot of abilities. Now, the deal with Geomancer is whatever ground that they stand on, they can use the elemental ability likened to that ground. For instance, if you're standing on a road, you can use Pitfall. If you're standing on gravel, a stone wall, or something like that, you can use Carve Model. And you notice each of these Geomancer abilities have potential status effects that come with them. This is a good class for somebody who has high Brave, such as Tabitha does, and also leads to high magical growth, because these are in essence magical abilities, so you'll want to use them accordingly. No speed charge up, no MP cost, so it's really good for that too. Counter Flood, if you get attacked, you can counter with Geomancy, which is okay. Not great, but it's okay. Attack Up is really good, especially if you use it for a monk-type character or something like that. And then, you've got a couple of movement abilities here. Any Ground, which, I mean, it mentions you can walk over waterlands, which is good, but there's not a whole lot of maps that really need that. And then Move On Lava, which is also pretty pointless because there's only one map in the entire game that has lava. We'll meet it later, but yeah, we're not going to see it for quite some time. So, alright. So I want to do that with Tabitha after we finish up with her, and then let me go ahead and see, let me actually give Silent Song to my Oracle. We're just training her in Oracle stuff, but trust me, we will get a lot of use out of that in the future. And then for my Wizard, I think I want to go ahead and wait a few more JP to get Magic Attack up, and then from there, we may very well be done with Wizard. I might move on from there to another ability, or to another grouping. So I'm not sure yet, we'll have to look into it, but I think I might very well be almost done with Wizard with her. Everybody else though, we're pretty much good to go. So what we need to do now is move over to Dorter Trade City, where as it turns out, we have our next battle, so let's go. Alright, now for this battle, because we have both Gafgarian and Agrius as guests, we can only take 4 folks with us, so Timothy unfortunately is going to get to sit out here. So what I'll do instead is I will take Tabitha, then we will bring along Oracle Connie and spread her out one direction, and then we will bring Monica, our wizard, in and spread her out in the other direction, and with that I think we should be good to go. Welcome to battle number 11 at Dorter Trade City. How about 500 gil per head? Way too low. 2,000. It's 2,000 gil a head. It would be easy to make all of you heretics, you know. Is that a threat? How about 1,000 gil? 700, no more. Okay, done deal. They'll be here any minute. Kill all of them. Understand? And here we come. Ha! Speak of the devil. There they are. Get them. And now one of my favorite reactions in the game coming up. Bug-Eye. That's Gafgarian! Throw his hat on the ground. I love that part. Damn, 700 was too cheap. And so they bring in the cavalry, as usual. Ambush? Going all out, huh? If you don't like it, you can leave. I usually don't do freebies, but I'll make an exception. You patronizing... And thus begins our battle in Dorter Trade City with the objective, kill them all. No surprise there, really. Alright, now, this battle is really not all that difficult in a lot of ways. I mean, granted, it can pose some problems, such as if my monk gets her heart stolen. Oh, good. Okay, whew. But you notice, though, of course, we have both Gafgarian and Agrius in the party, which means this battle is kind of tough to lose. Mostly because, like I mentioned, Gafgarian will go nuts with Night Sword, and then Agrius has some very potent abilities of her own. Now, if I end up getting charmed, then that's obviously going to be a different story. Okay, so what we'll want to do is, you can't really spread out too well, but as much as you can afford to, try to spread out, because it'll make things a lot easier in regards to trying to avoid some of the ranged stuff, especially from the wizards here. We've got some archers up here as well, and you notice they have the height advantage, so they're going to have some pretty long range, since the usual bow attack are determined largely by height as far as what range they have. They're going to be able to hit us pretty quickly. What I want to do now is I want to concentrate, I think, on trying to go after this monk here. And let's see if Wave Fist will do anything more. It will, but actually what I prefer to do here is go ahead and Earth Slash you both. I mean, why not? Especially since it's 100%, so it's a confirmed hit. Oh, and you poor soul, you're going to get the money that you're owed, whatever. Okay, now Agrius is probably... Come on, do what I want you to. Yes, nice. Since the thieves lined up so obligingly, Stasis Sword will be able to get to both of them, and stops one of them. That's nice. So we're not going to worry about him for the time being. Alright, now the archers are going to come down and start sniping at us. No surprise there. And they're going to concentrate on my monk. Again, no surprise there. Oh, you're actually going to sit back and... Okay, alright. You insist. Now, I have a feeling all four of these ranged characters are going to try to concentrate on my monk, which looks like that is how it's going to happen. I'm not really too surprised, but still, dang it. That's part of what I don't like about the camera here, because I can't see what he targeted. So I don't know if he targeted here, or if he targeted... I don't know. So pretty much I'm going to be sending Ramza into harm's way, no matter what. Alright, let's see. What do I want to do with you? I want to... just go ahead and accumulate since I can't attack immediately. Might as well get his power up. Alright, now, Wizard... Let me go ahead and send you over here, just in case. And then have you... Let's see. Alright, Charge 1's going to hit, Bolt's going to hit, then Fire 2. Jesus, okay. Oh, somebody's about to die. Alright, well, I will take these two off the board also. So, yeah, I think this should do well enough to take those two out at not all that much cost. Okay, let me run you up here and see if I can work a miracle. I don't know if I'll be able to right now, but I'm certainly going to give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Nope, no miracles yet. What I was going to try to do was silence one of these two. That's not going to work, and paralyze is not either, so... Let's see, in that case then, what I can do... is... Let's see, when does Shell... Oh, it's not going to come in time. Actually, it kind of will. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Shell on. Now, it looks like I'm doing it on the Thief, but he's going to be dead by the time it takes effect, so it's actually going to do my monk. That's the best thing I can think to do with the setup I have right now. Alright, Charge 1. Yep, no surprise there. And then your Bolt attack is going to hit probably both her and Gaffy. Yep. Okay, now, unfortunately... My wizard, or excuse me, the monk is probably about to get it, so I'm going to have to bring her back from the dead soon. Now, if this shell hits, there might be a chance. And it missed, so never mind. Fire 2 is going to utterly bake her alive. Wow, not so much, actually. Well, the other charge is going to eat her alive, so... Yep, there she goes. That Fire 2 didn't hit nearly as much as I thought it would, so oh well. Anyway, go ahead, Gaffy. Try to take that wizard down, which you should get pretty close to it, I think. Certainly more than half, anyway. Okay, let's see. Now, alright, Agrius is going to go next, and she's probably going to stasis sword. Darn it, one of them. I was hoping she'd be close enough to actually... to be able to hit all three of them, but, oh well. Alright, you're going to go back and hit Ramza? Yeah, okay. Oh, you're in. Good. Whew. Oh, I would have been mad. I'd have been mad. Well, we need to take you out next then, chick. Okay, well, yeah, wizards. Go ahead, wizards. Do your thing. I'm just going to run up and smack you upside the head, kill you. Oh, okay. Alright, you can target her if you want to. You're about to die. And you're going to target her as well. Okay. Let's see. How are we doing in terms of turn? Alright, Ramza, then Monica and Connie. So we've got Bolt and Fire. Alright. Let's see. What are we looking at in terms of which one of these will die the fastest? Okay, well, the top one's going to die the fastest, so let's go ahead and kill the bottom one. Or go after the bottom one, I should say. Alright, now... run you up here, and... okay, all of these spells, unfortunately, are not going to hit all that quickly. So... okay, well... yeah, let me go ahead and target you. That'll take you out, and then... oh, shoot. Well... alright, let's try this. Let's see if I can silence her. Let's see, 69%? Can I silence 77%? Okay. Well, alright, let me try to take you down, or silence you first. And then also move you out of harm's way, so to speak. So that we know that spell is only going to hit one character. Dadgummit, it missed. Well, I might have a dead oracle in a second then. We'll see. Yeah, probably. Shoot. Well, my gambit didn't quite pay off. Alright, well, next couple of turns then. Yep. Okay, my wizard's going to have to go around and start bringing people back from the dead. Otherwise, there could be problems. Real problems. Alright, so, of course, now Gaffy and Agrius can go, and Gaffy's going to kill... yep. So Agrius will probably run up and stasis sword the two archers, which, yeah, I figure that's probably the right move. Yep, there you go. Run right up to them and try to take them both down. Alright, you are almost dead, and you are still kicking, so darn it. Okay. Okay, well, that's fine. Hit Ramza in the back. Whatever. Okay. And then, Carol, you're going to run up and also hit Ramza? Yep. No surprise there. Fortunately, he's tanky. He can take it. Alright, now, what are we looking at? We got one turn. Oh, crap. I got to end this battle fast. Alright, let's see. Yeah, you should be able to take... yeah, you can take her out. Good. Okay, and... let's see, what are we looking at in terms of... oh, good. Alright, that's fine. I can go ahead and end this battle without any of my allies crystallizing. Yep. That should do it. And I wish it weren't 90%. I'd much better like 100%, obviously. But let's go for it. Okay, good. Alright, we did it. Granted, a couple of our allies are on the carpet, but still, we did it. There's no time to waste. We must hurry and rescue the princess. Where are we going? Do you know where they went? There's only one place they could have escaped to. Impregnable Fortress, Bethla Garrison. Bethla Garrison. Which we haven't been to yet, but you'll see in a minute. And thus we are victorious, with 7,000 gil, along with another 1,000 flame rod, mage masher, and a phoenix down, so good rewards all around. And with that, our path is opened to Bethla Garrison, starting with the Aragai Woods, then the Zirakill Falls. Before we leave, though, I want to point out a couple of things. First off, our cities are now opened up, and the shops are restocked and such, so get your magic equipment at Garland, get your heavy equipment at Igros, and if you want to go in between, go to Dorter. Another thing also that I'll mention is, starting with Chapter 2, we can begin looking at propositions. Propositions basically are kind of side missions, I guess. You get the chance to look at information about whatever side mission it is, and you can send a number of your party members on it. It pretty much depends as far as what party members you want to use for this. You can't use any of your story characters, so no Ramza, no Agrius, nothing like that. But what I'll do is I'll go ahead and choose my 3 here to go ahead and go on this. You can only do 3, unfortunately, because if you click a 4th one, it'll ask you to take one of these guys out. And that's not quite what I meant to do. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? Okay, so once you choose which members you want to send, you also can choose however many days you want to do this. I generally choose even numbers because it's usually a lot easier to predict movements in terms of even numbered intervals. And also, if you have your active job after the days have expired, basically if you're still counting down days before you come back to redeem the job, you can in fact fail it. So try to get to a number that you can approach either right on the nose or pretty close. I'll choose 12 now and go ahead and have this proposition. If you really need those party members, you can call them back if you want to, but I generally don't. I generally don't see much reason to. Alright, now once that happens, all you really need to do is move back and forth between the respective areas where you're going to basically elapse those number of days. Dorter is a pretty safe spot from which to do this right now, because you notice you've got Orbon Monastery there, and it is a safe zone, so you don't have to worry about running into any random battles and the like. If you happen to forget how many days you have left on a job, what you can do is go to Brave Story here, go down to Job, and it will have a tab, one that says Advancing, which is what you want to look at. Another one later you'll get will say Work History, which describes whatever jobs that you've done. If you look at the commission that you have active, it'll tell you how many days have elapsed. So for instance, I've done all 12 days, so it says obviously 12 of 12. If you've done less, then it'll say 6 of 12, 8 of 12, however many days you've elapsed, that'll be on there. Alright, so now that we are done with that job, let's go back into the bar and pretty much get our report on the job. The reports are pretty generic, basically just describing the situation that the party is in and their feelings about it. And it'll also describe how the job basically went. For the most part, it'll be pretty successful, and you can get a variety of things from these. Mostly, you'll get money. Some of them, you'll earn a lot of money. As it turns out, this is one of those where you do earn a pretty good amount of money, which is definitely nice. Some of them, though, you will actually lose money, so be careful with that, too. You notice also that you get job points for each successful encounter. The number of job points you get depends on how successful you are. I am going to be doing the vast majority of these propositions off camera because that's pretty much it. What you see is what you get for all of them. Doesn't matter what job it is, doesn't matter what the task is, so on. You'll get that same format, that same look, and all that stuff. So I'll do the propositions off camera so as to not bore you guys with them. But next time on Final Fantasy Tactics, we will start our push toward Bethla Garrison by going into our first battleground, the Aragai Woods. So, thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see y'all later.